To understand how this mysterious knowledge survived centuries of suppression, we must trace its journey, from the secret monasteries of the East to the laboratories of modern science. This knowledge, hidden in ancient manuscripts, offers a revolutionary insight into the nature of consciousness and the transition beyond death. Imagine a modern hospital's intensive care unit, the rhythmic beeping of heart monitors, the frantic efforts of medical staff. A patient's heart stops, clinically dead, but minutes later, they return to life with a story so extraordinary it defies explanation. Thousands of near-death experiences, reported across cultures and religions, share strikingly similar details that mirror with astonishing precision the descriptions found in ancient texts written centuries before modern medicine. In 2010, researchers at the University of Southampton conducted the largest study of near-death experiences. They analyzed over 2,000 cardiac arrest survivors from 15 hospitals worldwide. Nearly 40% of them described conscious experiences while clinically dead. Many reported floating above their bodies, watching their resuscitation in real time. Later, they recounted events in shocking detail, despite their brains showing no measurable activity. How is this possible? Modern neuroscience struggles to explain it, but ancient wisdom suggests a radical answer. Consciousness doesn't end when the brain stops functioning. Instead, it enters what spiritual masters have called the transitional state beyond death, a realm of pure awareness. The brain as a receiver of consciousness. What if the brain doesn't produce consciousness but rather receives it, like a radio, tuning into a frequency? This could explain why people remain aware, even when their brains are inactive. Dr. Sam Parnia, Director of Critical Care Research at NYU Langone School of Medicine, has studied consciousness at the moment of death for decades. His findings suggest that awareness can persist for minutes or even hours after clinical death. But here's what's truly astounding. Many experiences reported by near-death survivors follow the exact stages described in ancient spiritual texts. This brings us to an extraordinary discovery. Modern science is only now validating what ancient wisdom has long known. Consciousness is not confined to the physical body. But to understand why this is so significant, we must journey back to where this knowledge first emerged. The hidden teachings of the ancients over 1,000 years ago, deep in the mountains of Tibet, a group of master meditators uncovered something that would forever change our understanding of death. These teachings were deemed so powerful, so revolutionary, that they were never written down. Instead, they were hidden in the landscape itself, embedded in sacred locations, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. In the 8th century, a legendary figure known as Padmasambhava, the lotus-born, brought this knowledge to Tibet. He realized that the world was not yet ready to receive these profound insights, so he devised an extraordinary preservation method. The teachings were concealed in remote caves, locked within symbols, and encoded into the minds of future disciples who would one day be reborn to rediscover them. For centuries, these texts remained hidden until the 14th century, when a young Tibetan master named Karma Lingpa uncovered these spiritual time capsules in the Gampo Mountains. But decoding them required years of intense meditation and guidance from enlightened teachers. The significance of these texts cannot be overstated. They describe in astonishing detail what happens at the moment of death, providing a precise map of consciousness's journey beyond the body. But what makes this knowledge truly extraordinary is how modern science is now beginning to validate it. scientific validation of the ancient teachings in recent years, research into psychedelics and near-death experiences has yielded remarkable findings. Studies on DMT, psilocybin, and ketamine have revealed that subjects often describe encounters identical to those found in ancient death-related texts. They report experiencing the dissolution of the ego, the expansion of consciousness, and encounters with radiant beings of light, paralleling the precise descriptions in the ancient manuscripts. But perhaps the most profound discovery is this: these experiences are not hallucinations. They are real, repeatable, and deeply transformative. The clear light, a gateway to enlightenment. The most crucial moment in the journey beyond death is known as the clear light experience. In this fleeting moment, consciousness is no longer bound by physical form. It expands into a state of pure, infinite awareness. Modern neuroscience has made a shocking discovery. Brain scans of dying patients reveal a final surge of electrical activity at the moment of death. This burst of energy is unlike anything seen in normal waking life, suggesting that consciousness doesn't fade, but intensifies. Could this be the very moment described in ancient texts when the veil between life and death is lifted? And more importantly, can we prepare for it? How to prepare for the final transition. The ancient texts teach that how we experience death is determined by our level of awareness at the time. If we recognize the clear light, we attain liberation. But if we fail to do so, our consciousness is pulled into a cycle of mental projections, leading to rebirth and suffering. But here's the secret: the clear light is not only present at death, it can be experienced every moment of our lives, in meditation, in deep states of clarity, and even in dreams. By training our minds to recognize it now, we can prepare for the ultimate transition. The final bardo, the creation of reality. If the clear light is missed, consciousness enters the bardo of becoming, a state where thoughts and emotions shape our next reality. Every fear, every attachment, every unresolved emotion manifests instantly into our surroundings. This concept finds a striking parallel in quantum physics. At the quantum level, reality exists as pure potential until it is observed. Ancient teachings suggest a similar phenomenon. Consciousness moves through pure potential until it crystallizes into a new form. The key takeaway? The patterns we cultivate in life determine what happens after death. If we live with awareness, compassion, and clarity, we prepare our consciousness for a higher state of existence. If we live with fear, attachment, and ignorance, we are drawn into cycles of suffering, a practical guide for life and death. These teachings are not just about death. They are a guide for living with full awareness. Every moment presents an opportunity to recognize the nature of consciousness itself. Here's how you can begin. Practice awareness in transitions. Notice the gap between thoughts, emotions, and daily activities. Recognize the clear light in daily life. Meditation, deep presence, and self-inquiry help unveil this state. Transform fear of death into curiosity. Understand that awareness continues beyond the physical body. The ultimate question. This ancient knowledge, long hidden from the world, offers a profound challenge. Are you ready to wake up to the true nature of consciousness? If so, the journey begins now.